Hello, hello, everyone. I'm so excited because Bloodstone Tarot, aka Travis McHenry, the creator of all kinds of decks, okay? I just love his style and the way he creates decks. It's just insane. I'm gonna leave all of his links below. Go catch him on his website. Follow him on Instagram. Check out his deck, two of which, I think it's the Occult Tarot and I think it's the Angel Invoking Tarot, or that was the name, have both gone mass market. So that's something. I'll leave the links to their Amazons below. But I actually won an Instagram giveaway from Travis. And I think in the comments he was inquiring as to if we won, which deck would we want? And of course, I chose the Vlad Dracula deck. I really have always wanted the Oracle of Heaven and Hell, but as I don't really work with oracles a lot, I really probably wouldn't have gotten it out as much as I wanted to. But I know that I will work with some Vlad Dracula. And also, I'm going to leave the link to a playlist of his here on YouTube of where he kind of, I don't know, explores Romania a little bit. And on his quest for knowledge upon making this deck. And it's really fascinating. So I've been so excited waiting on this. And I'm so happy that it finally got here. Oh, we got some sun. I'm so happy that it got here. I haven't opened it, so this is going to be kind of like a first impressions almost. But I just wanted to give a little bit of a background before we head in. Okay. Let's just scoop this out. He sent a bag too? Okay, throw the box somewhere. He sent a bag? Look how good my sword looks with it. Ooh. This, oh, this is my favorite color. As you can see, I'm all about the scales today, but I had no idea he would actually send the bag. This fills me with such happiness, you guys. This just, oh. This is like the only giveaway I've ever won. He actually sent this note. I don't know if this is a, oh look, I think this is this a sticker? I could only assume that this is a sticker. Or, oh yeah, there's some cut marks there. So, sent a sticker of the dragon. I love this symbol. Anyway, symbol of Vlad Dracula. Vlad the Impaler, whatever. Aw. It's just a little typed note thanking his subscribers and thanking everyone for the giveaway and stuff. Look at this bag. Like, we're not even to the deck, but this bag is life. I don't know. Oh my goodness. Okay. Oh, it smells so new. Okay. I'm gonna leave this right here in frame. Oh my god, look at this. The reproductions of these prints are insane. The font on this guidebook is hella small, but I have almost perfect eyesight, so. Vlad, Transylvania, the princess. The empress. Let the world see where I have been. Cool. Vlad and his wife. Strength. Your whole being belongs to hell. I hear you. Anyway, I mean, I could sit here and read this. I'm going to read this. We may pull a card after we look through this and just kind of see what the guidebook and Travis says. Let me get my handy dandy scissors out and I will cut this off camera because I don't want to slice anything unnecessary. I was so happy that I won this giveaway. I mean, I enter them and share them on my stories sometimes, just to, you know, give back and stuff. But I never expect to win, ever. So anyways, I'm kind of scared. I'm kind of scared to open this, but I'm going to. Thank God I don't have to open any more plastic. Ah, look at the back of these cards. All right, let's take this off. Look at the back of these cards. Oh, this is filling me with such medieval vibes. Like, I want to be in Romania. And I want to be drinking beer with a guy named Cloud. And that's it. I know some Romanians. That's the only reason I know a name. But, oh my God. These are actually not bad in size. Let's see if I can shuffle them. Maybe. I love that he chose red instead of black. I think that makes them stand out. I love the sound that decks make when you rub them against each other. That kind of sounds sensual, doesn't it? But listen. I love that sound. Okay. All right. I guess I have decided to do a walkthrough. I'll give my first impressions. I love I'm actually not a fan of like gore. Like if we're talking in terms of like horror movies, like what the horror movie is now, not 80s horrors, 80s, 90s horrors was good, but the horror now is just more like hostile, like that kind of shit. That's not my forte. But ancient gore and ancient lore that had these tyrants, I love that. I love that stuff. And when I see these, like these ancient, these ancient wood prints, and there's some, I guess you could call it gore, for lack of a better term, it doesn't fill me with dread. It just fills me with a longing to drink blood almost. I love these reproductions. I love these reproductions. Like the way in which some of these, much like the deck that has just gotten done with Kickstarter, his Hieronymus Bosch tarot, which I cannot wait for because that is just ingenious. I love Bosch's work, but Travis's ability to take these ancient paintings and this ancient art and make them into tarot decks is uncanny. Like, this is really filling me with High Priestess vibes. And the fact that he has the knowledge to back it up and has actually gone and seen some of these places is just really great. This is actually filling me with like Mary Shelley vibes, you know, which I always, you know, I love those Gothic stories. This is so good. Oh, see the quote down here. It says, "Let the world see where I have been." That's kind of funny because where you've been will be in the contents of your stomach. It's funny. And see, I will have to gain more knowledge as I work with this deck to figure out who Mehmed is, you know. But he is sitting like the emperor. So if I just wanted to work with this and not necessarily find out who these figures actually were in history, I could, because so far the imagery, I mean, I'm only number 5 in, but whatever. I love these dudes back here. It seems like the Cupid figure in like a Marseille deck, and I don't know, that's filling me with some cool vibes. I like how his figures in this are stubby. They're not very tall, you know? These look like Templar. I like this. He was definitely a tyrant. Okay, I love this. I love this. Him. It seems like he's killing the rats, but he may be eating the rats. Because I feel like he would be... there would be no shame with him. There's none of those. I think that coined the term psychopath, like not a sociopath, but there's just like no empathy. He doesn't have the ability in himself to feel the harsh emotions that we would feel, like guilt and shame and regret. He has none of that. And I feel like that's the definition of a psychopath. But that's what makes it so interesting. I mean, why else do we sit and binge watch those types of TV shows? Because those types, getting into the minds of those types of people is fascinating to those of us who, you know, don't have those mentalities or those conditions, I'll say. I really don't want to say the word condition because I feel like I'm so dark as a person, literally so dark. But then there are waves of empathy and there are waves of guilt and shame and the harsh emotions that I have to battle with as just a mere mortal. But these are so good. I love how so far Vlad is in all these cards in one way or the other. This kind of looks like a Five of Pentacles card. God, the use of churches in some of these is just... ugh. Struck down. Struck down. Is that a turtle? No, it's a flower. Wow. Wow. That is a slow execution. Not to get too graphic, but I wonder if this is piercing the anus or if this is just like through the genitalia. I guess either one would be slow, right? Oh, I love this. Oh, I love this. Not dead, just sitting there at his mercy. Better to rot than be led to captivity. I think that's what happened to the princess, his wife. She killed herself. Watching blood flow gave him courage. See, that's what I'm talking about. That's such a psychotic mindset. I often have written, when I was a teenager, I used to write poems about blood, specifically, the way it would drip. If we're going off of imagery here, in Jurassic Park, the original, he's talking about the chaos theory and how which way is the water going to go. It's kind of like that. I found it so fascinating when I would see movies or pictures about blood, how it would look splattered, how it would drip on the body, and I often wrote very gory type of poetry for that. I don't know why I'm telling you that. Okay, wait a minute. That's the star card. Kind of looks like the moon. So what is the moon? Oh, I like how he's using kind of the story too. So this is the betrayal aspect of the moon, that mystery that like Vlad wouldn't know about because it was a betrayal. This mutiny. I like that. I like how these people are underground. Vlad's father and brother murdered. Is he visiting their graves? Maybe figuring out a way to bring them back from the dead. Maybe there's a little necromancy to Vlad. Anointed as Valvode. I don't know. I think back in those times, the priest was like a confidant, but more of a you're on my side type of a figure. Very Tim Curry and Three Musketeers. He's going to get his way, but Vlad probably wasn't having any of that, like, yeah, you may be the church and you may be the speaker of God, but you're going to do what I say because I'm the man. Okay, well, those were the major arcana. So good, Travis. So good. If you're watching this. I don't know if you watch this. I don't know if you'll watch this, but... All right, Ace of Coins. I love this Ouroboros, but see, if you look at this symbol, it's a dragon, right? But then there's a cross here, so that's a play to the church. But then right here at the ear, it turns into a sword, like almost like it's about to cut the dragon's head off. I just think that speaks volumes to Vlad the Dracula. Vlad Dracula. I do like this sense of earthiness with this particular ace. I think that, of course, the coin suit is the earth suit, but I do like how it's drawn. Very earthy. You know, and I wasn't expecting to see the actual coins in the suit. Like, that's really nice. I like this. This is definitely a, you know, working towards something. I do like how he gives a little bit of some information at the bottom here. This art is just great. I want to get out like this type of paper. This comes in like Amazon boxes when you order shit. And I always like to take either a black color pencil or a kind of like a Copic marker and draw these types of things on there. So this is really filling me with wanting to get that out and make some like ancient looking manuscripts with my art. I mean, all of these look very, you can see this, the tarot, you know, the tarot symbolism getting into these, coming out of these cards. I really do like this. I like that they're making this wall here. That's very Seven of Coins. It's like they have some dialogue here. You can make a story out of this. Path working or some sort of like storytelling with this deck would be really fun. Like let your imagination, like I'm going to let my imagination go wild. Maybe write a short story or something with these types of images. Very nice. Vlad's hidden treasure. Very 10 of Cups. Vlad the monk. If someone could tell me why they're all named Vlad, is that like a family name? Like Smith? Or, you know, like they're all named Vlad? And like Dracula was his actual name, like his god name. And see, I don't know. I guess there's a reason why the knights aren't on horseback. Maybe there's a, you know, a play there that the knights wouldn't be. Look at her. I like that. Common in the early days to put your initials on your art. Maybe. Forced to dig his own grave. I think he explained this one too, like maybe on his Kickstarter page for this. Definitely King of Coins. Now, is this the king or is this like cardinal figure the king? All right, now we're at the coin suit. Now we're at the cups. I love this fountain. I can imagine this being spilled with blood. Like, I want to paint it red. I want to paint it red. Two of Cups. Four of Cups. The Beggar's Feast. Oh, I just feel like this deck is ingenious. Oh. No one will be poor in my realm. No, because it looks like he's about to, they're burning. So it must have been Vlad cooked them alive inside their own hut or something. Some of these are explained by Travis, I believe. And they might be explained in the guidebook, but I feel like he did have like a video or something on this. I like how the Six of Cups is them venerating a bust of Vlad. That's funny. Ooh, yeah. Serving soup from a boiled thief. Secrets in the sauce. More cauldrons full of people. I like this dog here. I think that's centering the card for me a little bit. You know, and see, when I think of the Nine of Cups, you know, I think of that rigid figure sitting in front of all those cups, like trophies that he has. Like he's so impressed with himself that he's gotten everything under control. And he does, but he's still there's some pride element there. So I feel like this gaiety with this feast is true. It's about knowing, you know, knowing the victory to be had. I love these curved swords. I think they have a name. I don't watch enough Forged in Fire to know. And see, if you think, I've often thought it fascinating too when these types of psychopathic figures in history have children. Are there hereditary takes on whether or not these children would become serial killers? Is it? I find documentaries like that fascinating as well. So this is filling me with so much wanting to get to know about other things. Young Vlad. That must be his son. Oh no, that's Travis explained this. That where they would do executions, his house would be right down the street and he could see them executing people from his house. And of course, as traumatic as that image could be for a child, that probably played a role in his consciousness as well. God, I love drawing. I love woodcut drawings. I wonder how you pronounce that. Princess Maria Wojcita. Very nice. And see, his expression looks almost not malevolent. You know, I just say Prince Stephen III. I'll have to look all these figures up. All right, now we're at stakes, which I feel are wands because swords is its own thing. Impaling stake. Very nice. Not much with that. Two of stakes. I feel like this is a normal back then. Maybe that was a normal form of torturous death. Kind of like the Iron Maiden type of a thing. When figures in history, like in medieval history, wanted to slow the death process, that's why torture devices were so popular, because there's there may be there's something there, like, you know, sometimes when I read novels right now, like even contemporary novels, there's an aspect sometimes with like these alpha males are either, most of the time in contemporary novels, that would probably be like a 1% motorcycle club where they're above the law. Not in a general disrespectful way, but that's just how they are. And when someone betrays them, or when someone does something that is against their own like values within their club, then they kill them, but they're like, you're gonna die slow, type of a thing. I am rambling through this whole damn video. I swear, you guys, I'm sorry. I don't know, maybe this deck is filling me with all these vibes. I want to read an MC novel, and I want to look up these princesses because I find the female characters in some of these stories fascinating. I like this, the courtyard. How do you get the figures up there? You know, I would think that, I mean, it's like throwing someone in the pool. Do you like throw them up there and then you just fall down like on a fence? Yeah. Like, if you play the game Skyrim, where around the footholds, there's those, you know, the spikes that are all around that are pointing outwards. So if someone's running at them in like, I guess in terms of like war, some of them would get staked. But I always wondered this, like, do you pierce and then hold up, or do you just let them fall on them? So this is stuff I'm going to be wanting to research about. I love these figures. Forest of the Impaled. Can you imagine the stench? Literally, could you imagine the smell? Now, the smell of blood is not a bad smell, to me, not really. But the decay and how I get that the sight of blood, the sight of death would get Vlad excited in a way. But the stench had to have been overwhelming for the whole village, you know? Like, to see these rotting corpses would be, yeah, it would be gross, but the stench had to have been overwhelming. The Black Plague, where everyone had to have those rose petal things in their masks just to keep the stench out. I feel like this whole town would have smelled like death and decay. I love that there's a ship here, because that, I feel like that's a nod back to like that little ship in the Two of Coins card in the Rider Waite deck. That kind of looks like that to me. Not that that's the same card, I'm just saying. Dining amongst the Impaled. I think Travis did say something about he liked to sit and look at the dead. I think that just goes, I think to be honest, like, and especially if we're talking about 9 of stakes here, this 9 of Wands, for me, the 9 of Wands is all about, you know, you've already been through the battle, and you're still, you know, standing your ground. So for me, this is like the aftermath of said battle. And instead of him being the figure like we see in the Rider Waite deck, all bandaged up from the wounds, it's these people that are the beaten. And it's about Vlad and how he's the one that will continue. I think that's a good message for the 9 of Stakes. Killed by many spears, and thus he died. I love these quotes. These are probably actually real quotes. Of course, I'm just guessing here. Page. Knights. Oh, look. He's on horseback. Vlad's great-grandmother. Kalenikia. Nice. I like how there's like a little sun here on his on his flag. Okay, we're at the last suit. Cutting off the ears. Wonder why he would do that. When I think of the Two of Swords, blind faith, almost just decisions, but not knowing what to do. I feel like the irony of this card is that when you cut off his ears, he won't be able to hear what's happening in like the household, right? If he was like a household slave, I mean, he would still be able to make decisions, but they will be harder because he went from hearing to not hearing. And I think the transition makes it tough to make decisions. I just think that with the severance of ears, you lose hearing. I don't even know if it works that way. Maybe they thought it did. Tomb of Vlad. I think in one of his vlogs, Travis traveled to the place that was suspected as Vlad's tomb. I like how he used the tomb as the Four of Swords, like, because in the Rider Waite deck we see this like gold tomb with that church window, the stained glass window. So it kind of looks like an eternal rest type of a card. Either it's taking what you have to have no matter what. So attacking the castle seems fitting, right? Crossing the frozen Danube. Very nice. Narrow escape. This is such a Seven of Swords card. Vlad led to Hungarian captivity. It does fill me with some Eight of Swords vibes, I guess. Now, see, with the Eight of Swords, to me, it is about being in captivity, but then you have to get yourself out. I guess he does get himself out, but the chains could be loose, right? Like the Devil card. I don't know. I'm just talking out loud here. Radu the Handsome. Why would they name someone that? Was everyone ugly that way? If somebody were to have a handsome boy, all of a sudden he's named handsome because there's just no other handsome people in the village? I don't understand. Now there could be a story here as to how these figures, how there's like how there should be like anxiety there. Maybe there's, you know, animosity between the two of them. I don't know. Ooh, Lord. I wonder if you do this to somebody alive. That's a twisted thing to think of, isn't it? But that's definitely a stick a fork in me, I'm done card. You start sawing away through my genitalia. Oh, I can't even imagine that. Okay. Moving on. Very nice. I like the figures in the quartz. I like how the king and queens look similar to one another. Let me look at the others. How they really favor one another. Maybe not these two. Yeah, I guess they do. Like when we see king and queens in decks, they look so similar to one another, right? But not in a way that like they are married, but like they're siblings. That's kind of how the court cards worked for me. Okay, moment of truth, people. I'm gonna try to shuffle overhand. Oh my God, such a beautiful sound. I'm trying to do this like away from my body to get it in frame. Let's try it this way. Probably too big for my hands to do them this way. I don't know. Sound, symphony of the shuffle. Oh, getting away from me. Okay, now I'm a riffle shuffler. I really don't want to kill the deck by riffle shuffling it, but that is just like my muscle, where my muscle memory goes. So I've shuffled them enough to where when I shuffle them, the majority of the majors won't still be in the same stack and stuff like that. So Let's see if I'll be able to do this. Oh. All right. One more time. And like, it's too far away from my body, but whatever. Breathe. Oh. Okay. I'm all moaning and groaning. Ooh, I could shuffle this damn deck all day. Okay. Let's pick one card because I've already been on here for so damn long. Let's pick one card and I'll read the passage in the guidebook just to give you something. But I have to shuffle it one more time. Slow. Oh. All right. 10 of Cups, Vlad Dracula and his family. Okay. 10 of Cups. I do like how he does, I mean, as small as the text is, I mean, can you see? As small as the text is, I am glad that he included a guidebook. I do like that. Okay, 10 of Cups. Here we go. I'll put this up here for you guys to see better. Happiness, perfection of human love and friendship. The 10 of Cups radiates family and the connection of human love. It is a card representing the home, a city or town, and any place where people gather together to enjoy one another's company. It may indicate physical ownership of a home or moving into an abode. Some tarot practitioners may include the human body in this definition of a home, although it is not the primary meaning. Happiness and a feeling of contentment or ease is most prevalent in this card, especially the sensation of returning to one's own home after a long time away, or even at the end of a long day. No place like home. As a nobleman, oh, he does give information, okay. As a nobleman and ruler of a country, Vlad Dracula had the benefit of living in the various palaces and castles spread throughout his realm. Even when he wasn't sitting on the throne, Vlad still had a succession of houses throughout Hungary, Transylvania, Wallachia, I think that's how you said that. And it would appear that his wife and at least one or two of his children accompanied him from place to place. It is odd to consider Vlad Dracula, the Impaler Prince, as a family man, but he obviously cared for both his first and second wife as well as his children. Very nice. Okay, well, that was walkthrough first impression of the Tarot of Vlad Dracula by Travis McHenry. I want to thank him right now because I won this giveaway, and I'm so incredibly happy that I did, and that I picked this deck. I mean, I could have picked his other great works, but hopefully someday soon I'll be able to get my hands on more of his work, and I can't wait for the Hieronymus Bosch Tarot. So go check all the links below to connect with Travis McHenry, and I hope to see everyone again on the channel. Much love.